Hey, Colts Nation, do you want peace of mind while surfing the internet and while also viewing our content safely? Well, now you can, thanks to our sponsor, Aura. It's no doubt, guys, with the internet becoming so massive and new information being put out there every single day, identity theft has become one of the biggest forms of threat in the world. It's important that you guys remain safe out there on the internet while doing all the things that you do. Let Aura be able to help you. Some of you may have things like Aura already, but this allows you to protect everything on all of your devices all in one place rather than having several different apps all at once, making it easier to track everything and helps your wallet. Aura monitors the dark web to protect your personal information. It checks all of your devices for malware, gives you guys one-click VPNs to help you when you're shopping online, and so much more. You can even get credit score checks and alerts for suspicious activities if something's going on with your cards. If you want to stop people from getting access to your personal information online, be sure to go to our sponsor, aura.com/bringthejuice, or scan the QR code and get a 14-day free trial and see for yourself the benefits Aura can provide for you. Allow Aura to protect you so you can get back to surfing the internet safely and enjoy your favorite Colts content creators. What is going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice. Guys, don't comment on the fact that my shoulders and face look completely burnt, okay? I know I look like a crab. I got some sun today, all right? Big freaking whoop. All right, but anyways, guys, we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about the pressing issue right now, and that is Jonathan Taylor. I know that it kind of feels like it's getting repetitive at this point, like how many times we're actually talking about Jonathan Taylor at this point. But, that's just pretty much how it has to go right now. There will be more practices, and we will continue to bring you guys more updates as the time goes along. There will be more updates throughout practices. I'm sorry that we didn't get one for Saturday up completely. It's just rough because at the time that it was happening, I was on the road. I was going somewhere out of town. Cody wasn't available, and neither of us were really available until Sunday night. And by that time, I was just like, I don't think it's going to be worth telling you guys about what happened. They had split snaps between Minshew and Anthony Richardson. Kenny Moore's been playing really well. Josh Downs had a really good play. And that is the gist of the practice that was going on. And now we have to talk about this Jonathan Taylor news, and more has come out about it. I don't even know where we last left off with you guys about like what went down. I know that when Jonathan Taylor had requested a trade, I believe the last thing that we talked about on this channel was about Jonathan Taylor requesting the trade and talking about how Jim Irsay stated they are not going to be trading him regardless of what anyone else says or wants. They're not getting rid of it. So JT is stuck here for the foreseeable future, with the Indianapolis Colts, and the guys are going to have to figure that out. And what we're now seeing is there's a couple things that have just come out today when I'm recording this. I'm not 100% sure on if this podcast is getting up tonight when I'm recording this or if it's getting up first thing the next morning on Monday morning. But at this moment in time, there were a couple things on Sunday that came out about Jonathan Taylor. First things first is that a couple people had stated from somewhere that they had heard that the number that Jonathan Taylor was asking for is so dramatic that no one is going to try to compete with the Indianapolis Colts on signing him. And apparently even the Indianapolis Colts would not even be interested in giving Jonathan Taylor that kind of money. Now, when you hear a statement like that come from a couple different people who have heard something, that would most likely mean that it is most likely around that $16 million figure that Christian McCaffrey received last year from the San Francisco 49ers. That's the number that they're getting from them right now. Now, I don't know what the exact number is, but obviously with Christian making 16 and him being fully healthy right now and doing what he's doing, and I don't know if there's a situation where Jonathan Taylor is going to receive something like that. But of course, now we're hearing that that's most likely the case, that they don't want to go and do that. No team really wants to do that. I don't know the number, but apparently a couple people that have heard something inside the Colts building, and it's like almost laughable, the number that the Jonathan Taylor and his agents are trying to get out of the Indianapolis Colts or any other team for that matter. So on top of that, we've heard now just recently, this broke out just a minute ago. Mike Chappell was hearing from this. Mike Chappell had reported that this is breaking news. The Colts considered placing Jonathan Taylor on the non-football injury list per source. He suffered some type of back injury while working out on own in Arizona. Also still rehabbing from January ankle surgery. He's currently placed on the PUP, which means that if the Indianapolis Colts deem that the injury that Jonathan Taylor received was credible, they can place him on the NFI, the non-football injury list, and therefore they don't have to pay him his 2023 salary. And then that means he will still be making a rookie salary in 2024. So not only do they not have to pay him for the year if he gets placed on that list, but he has that year of eligibility in his rookie contract gets carried over to 2024, which makes it even worse for Jonathan Taylor. So now Jonathan Taylor is in a very sticky situation, because now he's not going to get the money that he wants anymore now, because now the Colts are saying, you got injured more working out on your own away from the team in Arizona. I don't know when this was happening. I don't know when this happened, but I'd imagine it had to have been within the last couple months. And obviously it's still bad enough that it's still kind of a lingering issue. And he's still coming off of the ankle surgery, which I'm going back and forth. I don't know how severe it is. I have no idea. But we know now that Jonathan Taylor failed his physical. He failed his physical before they came into camp. He failed his physical. I'm not sure whether or not it's because of the ankle or if it's because this back thing that we're hearing now. But this was not something that anyone knew of before camp. And even Jim Irsay, I believe, even said a little while back that he thought Jonathan Taylor was all healed up. So either the Colts knew about Jonathan Taylor's injury from before, and they trusted him at his word that he would be all right by the time that the season came around, and that he would be okay and he'd still pass the physical. Or he lied or hid it, didn't say anything, and still failed the physical anyway. And then they found out that he had a back injury that still was hindering him a little bit. And they're just now finding out about it. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% certain on how all of that plays in. But now, if you're Jonathan Taylor, you have a failed physical. Reportedly now you have 2 lingering injuries in both your back and your ankle. You're not playing, you're not practicing, and you're here demanding a contract extension with the team when in actuality, if you were taken off the PUP right now, chances are people are saying that Jonathan Taylor may not potentially be ready for week 1 when it comes up. And yet you also have the balls to sit there and say that I demand a trade out of there? Like, who's buying into this crap? Who's buying into it? Like, I'm trying really hard to not be a guy that is judging too much before too much more information comes out. I'm really trying not to, because I don't know how he failed his physical. I don't know how severe the back injury thing is. I'm not sure about if the Colts are going to place him on the NFI. But all I'm saying is the Indianapolis Colts, they might have a real legitimate reason to put him on the NFI right now. And just say, nah, man, you screwed us in so many ways. This is not working for you. So now the worst part is for JT is Jim Irsay already said he's not trading you. So you're not going and getting money from anyone else. You have to get money from the Colts. He's already said that. And now, if the Colts deem that you need to be placed on the NFI, not only do you not get paid this year, you also are going to get paid only $3 million next year, because that's the last year of your rookie deal, because it gets moved over to 2024. So the Colts realistically don't have to franchise tag or extend JT now until 2025, if they deem that to be necessary. Guys, I'm telling you, this story just keeps getting crazier. Like, what more information is going to come out there? What's going to happen now? Because if this story is true, then he's got another one of those, and the Colts put him on there, JT's in a world of hurt, bro. The fact that JT, thought he had any kind of leverage on anything at all, and now he's not even gonna probably play like at the beginning of the year, even if he wants to, because we're hearing about this injury, and now he's not gonna get paid even more money for another 2 years because of this. There's obviously a lot still going on. There's a lot more going into this story, and I'm sure that more will come out about this. We're going to find out if he's actually hurt or not, because you can't place somebody on the NFI list unless he physically cannot suit up to play for the beginning part of the year. So it's going to be very interesting, to say the least. I'm very curious to see if any of this, what actually ends up happening for them. I'll tell you what, man, I'm shocked. I just, when I think this story can't continue to get any more crazy, it just keeps happening. So let me know your thoughts on this, guys, on Jonathan Taylor potentially being placed on the NFI list because of this failed physical and the injury to his back potentially, and all the other things that are going on with this contract and everything else. That's going to do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, go Colts.